Matkapassin Menolippu vie meidät tällä kertaa villiin länteen seuraamaan Theodor Rooseveltin jalanjälkiä. Menolippu nähdään seuraavan kerran 2 viikon kuluttua.
Tonight on Going Places, head 'em up and move 'em out.
Saddle up out here.
We're hitting the trail, and it's westward ho.
There's still a lot of the west left, but you have to look for it.
Ride the range.
Where's the wide? Bring some ice for the first couple days.
Wrangle some cattle.
Get over there behind him.
Rustle up some grub. And learn the cowboy's code.
You can't shoot your own horse or shoot your own dog. You shouldn't have either one.
It's an untamed adventure the whole family will enjoy. The Wild West.
It's cleaner than my bathroom back home.
Hi, I'm Al Roker, and on this edition of Going Places, we're headed out to the wild, wild west. They asked me if I could rustle up a horse. Well, hey, I live in New York City. This is about the best I can do. In fact, I'm in the last saddle shop left in New York City. I'm not crazy about horses, you see, and if that makes me a dude, well then fine. But however you use that term, the term dude was first invented about a century ago to describe a tenderfoot from back east who wanted to come out to the west to experience ranching. Today, there are about 400 dude ranches stretching from Maine to Texas, but most are in Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado. 200,000 visitors a year go to dude ranches, and that's a lot of instant cowboys and cowgirls. Once you've graduated from dude ranching, the graduate school of the Wild West is working on a real ranch. No matter what needs to be done that week, you pay for the privilege of either putting in fence posts or herding cattle and everything in between. Well, in this edition of Going Places, we're going to show you how to get fitted for a real cowboy hat, how to get custom-made cowboy boots. We'll meet actor Harry Carey Jr. After co-starring with John Wayne, he's been in about 100 feature films, and he'll tell us about the Hollywood West and the real West. So you ready, old paint? Let's saddle on up and move on out. Hi-yo, Silver, away! We're going on 2 vacations. One, a dude ranch in Colorado that offers people a different kind of experience. The other, a working ranch in Idaho for those looking for something a little more rugged. Dude ranches started a long time ago, as early as the 1840s, shortly after the Old West was being settled. Then, in 1888, long before he was elected president, Teddy Roosevelt wrote a book about the time he spent working on real ranches. First hundreds, then thousands flocked to the West for the same kind of adventure, and the dude ranch industry took off. We're at the Wilderness Trails Ranch, in operation since 1950. Like many others, it was built specifically as a dude ranch. 75 horses, 12 wranglers, and staff, all for 50 guests a week.
Hi there, you hungry tonight? Good. I got more food than you can eat. There you go.
This ranch caters largely to families. What better way to begin cowboy training than with a hearty Western buffet?
All right, let's talk about riding. We will divide the rides according to ability. If somebody has a lot of experience, we try to keep those folks who have a lot of experience or a modest amount of experience or limited experience together. Okay, is there anyone here who has never ridden before? Okay, just one. That'll work. That'll work. It always worries me. We try to match our riders with our horses. We have 2 horses that have never been ridden before, so we'll work things out.
Mark and Jamie King are city slickers from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
How much would you say you've ridden in the last year?
None.
Yeah, none?
No. But I've seen it on TV.
We watched
Oh, well, then you're pros.
Yeah, I'm advanced. Huh?
On a scale of 1 to 10, we like to ask all the guests to rate their riding ability and their horsemanship. 1 being an absolute beginner, 10 being the ultimate horseman. We always tell everyone the owner of this ranch has been riding all his life. And he's a 6 to 7, he rates himself. And the more he learns, the lower he ranks himself. So using that as a guide, what's a pretty accurate rating? Because we need to get a pretty good...
Do you have any mules here?
Any mules?
Yeah,
no,
no.
don't.
Okay, well then we won't say we're that low.
Any saw horses?
We got some stick horses.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that.
About a 4
4.
or 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So when do we have to be there tomorrow? When do we get a horse?
5 a.m.
No.
Adults be there.
You lie. 5 o'clock in the morning?
The day doesn't start quite that early. Well, at least not for the guests. But it's up and at 'em early for the wranglers who saddle up the horses for the still slumbering dudes.
Take your foot out and move your leg forward.
See them? See the big horses?
Danelle and Gail Dana from Mesa, Arizona. They're here with their children, including 1.5-year-old Dylan and 5-year-old Brianna, cowgirl in training.
Are you going to be a cowgirl when you grow up?
Yeah. I want him.
You want to?
Because I like riding horses. You're looking good. Bree, you're looking good.
The appeal of the West continues to draw us in.
And if I was as fast with a gun as you are, I'd finish the job right.
No, there wasn't a West that you see in the movies. When I was a young man in Western pictures, in my 20s, it was like a romantic novel come alive. A good horse and a good hat, a must in a Western picture. I grew up as a cowboy, and so that came in handy on all those Westerns, the John Ford ones in particular. If you couldn't ride in a John Ford Western, you were in big trouble. Duke rode well. Duke was a great guy and fun to be around on the set. I think a lot of people, especially young people, like to romanticize, of the old West. They go to dude ranches, get on a horse, they get out in the country, and it's sort of make-believe time. And it's very enjoyable because it's very pretty. There's still a lot of the West left, but you have to look for it. It's not as prevalent as it was when I was a kid.
All right, who needs to saddle up out here? What's the holdup?
The holdup? Sometimes it's simply a matter of height.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, jump, Aaron.
Okay, up we go.
Yep, deal.
All right. Feel like a cowboy now?
I don't.
Huh? You don't feel like a cowboy?
No.
Okay, by the end of today you will.
All right, the first thing that everybody needs to do is smile. Because you can't ride horses unless you smile.
There you
okay,
go.
so what we're going to do first of all is start going
You just have to
around
use your pinky.
in the arena here in a big
Perfect.
circle where Celeste is going to start walking. Want everybody to follow behind her.
Listen up on the reins a little bit. Y'all ready to go? Okay, go ahead and turn this way. Yep, go back, yep. Give me quick, can you go quick?
Your reins are kind of like handlebars on your bicycle, aren't they? So you need to hold on to them all the time.
Give me a little quick. Make a clicking noise. You make it a little louder. Okay, now follow this horse.
He doesn't like this very much. Oops, sorry. If that bit goes in his mouth, you pull back on it, it pinches right on top of his gums.
The kids aren't the only ones getting lessons.
This is what happens when you put this bit in the horse's mouth. And I can hurt him. You can hurt your horses the same way. We create pressure, and then we release pressure.
And then we're going to go down and make a left turn around James.
Okay, now left turn. Perfect. Come towards me.
And that's a boy. Good.
Good job.
This is
Scared?
Left hand on the horse's mane. Right hand over here. Rest your elbow in the seat. Bounce a little. In the saddle.
Where there's a step, there's a way.
Rebound.
Just bounce up all the way up. Right.
Grandmother Lola Dana hasn't been on a horse in 20 years, but the memories bounce right back.
That's it. Go up over. I've got your stirrup. There we go.
Feels pretty good.
Okay, good.
Now, one way to control your horse is going to be, of course, the use of the reins. And there are certain ways that we are going to communicate. Everybody know what whoa means, right? And your horse does understand whoa. They hear it a lot. Sometimes screaming whoa. No, nobody screams whoa, but always say whoa first, and if they don't respond, then you use your reins.
Hey, we're learning.
Remember, you need to have some weight on the ball of your foot, and your heels should be slightly down. Do keep an eye on that saddle horn. Make sure it's always centered on your horse's neck. Try to relax as much as you can. When you relax, your horse feels you relax too.
These pines is what are nice. The nice, cool pines in Colorado. I love horses, and I haven't done this for so long. It just feels great. It is fun.
It's only been a couple of hours in the saddle, but the damage has been done.
I don't think I can walk. It's my knees, right through here. My feet are numb.
How's everybody feel? How are your knees, Julie? They're sore. Shake them out a little bit.
I won't feel tomorrow.
Everybody did real well.
It was fun. It was still fun. It was beautiful out there. Ready for some good food.
What would you like? Cheeseburger, hamburger, or buffalo burger?
Wranglers also work the chow line. Regular burgers or buffalo. Your choice.
It's really good.
Yeah. Do we have one of these?
Hamburger, buffalo burger?
Buffalo burger with cheese?
Buffalo burger.
Nope.
You got two?
I had to try the buffalo burger.
I know.
The outdoors is great. Just the clean air. And waking up in the morning, it being cold, and then it gets hot in the afternoon. It's a lot of fun.
Mark and Jamie King's daughter, Rachel, is 13.
Well, this is our cabin that we've been staying in.
She's one teenager who's actually enjoying vacation with the family.
This is our front porch where my mom and dad sit out in the morning and read and drink coffee. And here we come around to my mom and dad's room. Here's the bed. And here we come into our room. This is my bed, my little sister Megan's bed, and that's Michelle's bed. She got the window because she likes to read a lot.
On a ranch, you're never too far from a horse, even when you're not in the saddle.
And I never try to have a horse act like a robot. If she gets scared of something, I want her to let me know, and what I want to do is to help her here, build her confidence. Whatever Pat asks me never hurts me, even though Mother Nature tells me, stay out of fire rings. Can you see that she's scared? You watch, pretty soon, she's going to say, oh, well, Pat never asks me to go in a spot that's bad for me. What I try to do is always understand a horse. Let's see if she licks her lips, okay? Let's watch her. See her lick her lips? You know why she did that? She's digesting my thoughts. So what she did there is she said, oh, now let's watch. Let's see if she gets braver now. You ready? Let's check her out. She's looking at me. She says, Pat, do I have to? And I says, oh, all you have to do is try for me. So what I try to do... There, huh? Give her a hand, huh? Did you hear that lady coughed over there? And this horse flinched. You see that horse flinch? That's because he's a skeptic and he's a coward. Why are horses skeptics and cowards? Because they taste good. One of the most often eaten animals other than cattle in the world. But dogs like them, wolves like them, mountain lions love them, and believe it or not, people love them. When a horse gets scared, see the attitude lives right here? It goes right down his body through his spine to the hole under his tail. When the hole under his tail gets tight, then it makes his feet move. So do you know how to know when a horse's tail's tight? It makes a noise, it goes like that. If you're in the bushes today and you ride your horse and something really dangerous happens, like your horse sees a piece of plastic, and your horse is going to make a noise. He goes like that because he's getting scared. Everything's okay unless he makes the next noise. What is it, kids? Let me hear all the kids make that noise. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Learn more than you wanted to know about horses? Well, not everything on the ranch is devoted to horse talk.
What you got?
This is line dancing, if you can find a line.
Notice the emergency exits located at the sides and the rear of the wagon.
People who are looking for a vacation that is very family-oriented, a vacation where they can experience the outdoors, experience horses, obviously. And although we have a lot of people who come here and they never get on a horse, which is interesting, but they enjoy what we have to offer here by walking, just breathing the fresh air, enjoying the beautiful blue skies that we have.
There's very few places in the world you can look out your window or sit on your front porch and see that. And I've seen that probably 1 million times. And it's always a little different. It always moves me.
Rides depart twice daily.
They sure are pretty. Well, they advertise the tallest aspen trees in Colorado here, and it looks like they're right. Not an over-exaggeration at all.
Feels great. Living out here. Like I'm a real cowgirl.
The trails are varied, but most go through thick forests, and many include a spectacular western view. This is Lake Vallecito.
Okay, now who is going to climb down there naked?
Jamie said she would.
Come on, let's go down.
I'm not going
Mark and I
down
are
there.
afraid of heights.
See, I get nervous enough just watching Gail walk down on this sledge.
This is my spot over here at the tree. Got an 80-foot, 100-foot cliff.
These heights, they bother me just a touch. I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Pretty view, huh? Doesn't get any prettier than this.
I'm worried about for him that he's going to fall off and I'm going to have to drive home with one of his family members.
Nice view, though, wasn't it?
There are 4 basic speeds to horseback riding: walking, trotting, cantering, and galloping. On these narrow trails, dudes ride at a walk. In more open areas, trotting is allowed.
Isn't life wonderful?
It's bouncier, but faster.
Exhilarating.
We,
It held on for dear life.
yeah, there was a lot of air. How much space did you see below here when I came through?
Well, it was great. I like to go fast.
He has a need for speed.
That's right.
I got bounced the most. I could hardly hang on. I felt like I didn't have any control of my legs. I couldn't get control. It was going too fast. But then we did come to a dead stop. And I almost flew over, yeah.
Riding mastered, it's time for dudes to dress the part.
Well, you wear a good pair of boots and a western shirt, a western belt, and if you're on a lazy horse, have a pair of spurs. So,
what about a hat?
Hat, you got to get a good hat.
Good hats are not hard to come by out west, but good heads are another matter. Gail Dana is in Durango to get custom fitted.
Okay, now, if you could take this by the brim on either side and pull it down as to where your hat may sit.
It feels like all bearings rolling down the side of my head.
Feels like a bird cage?
Yeah.
That's your head shape.
Didn't your mom say you might have been dropped at birth?
Well, they say it has to do with the birth canal.
Is there hope for me with a head like this?
Shoot, no problem. You should see some of the heads. And this is somebody's head shape. As you can see, they're somewhat ill-shaped. They're not perfectly round or oval like you might think.
You know, I'm glad you kept these because I don't feel so bad now.
This is, look at that, that's a head.
I like that shape on him,
Here's a saddle. This is a little darker shade. Try that one color.
too. So many different ones.
I like it.
All that material is a mesh of fur fibers that are felted together. with steam, we can shrink it or stretch it to the size of that block. We can literally make any size or style on it. And this will iron it out and mold those into place. These are flanges for the brim. What, like toilet seats? Well, after the hat is flanged, it's creased. Put a hat band on it, and there we have.
I'm a lot more aerodynamic with the hat on. It cuts through the air.
Next, climb into a pair of boots, cowboy style.
Well, there's another pair like that here, Jamie.
Erica Roberts, the ranch owner's daughter, takes Jamie into town for a custom-made pair.
I want shorter ones.
Any kind of a lace-up cowboy boots called a packer.
Well, this is the newest style I've seen. I've never seen them before, but then being from Indiana, we don't have a lot of horses out there.
The reason that we have them is in the mountains, you ride a lot, but then you have to get off at times and walk. And a traditional cowboy boot, you'll slip and you'll fall. And so cowboying is different depending on the area or the territory that you're in.
Well, this is the style I want.
Good.
The lace-up.
I'm going to position your foot on this screen, and I want you to stand up and put your weight evenly on both feet. I'll make a tracing around your foot. Okay, you can go ahead and have a seat. And there you are.
All right.
It shows me how wide your foot is, how much of your foot contacts the ground.
see,
So
yeah.
it fits you much better.
Look, I'm going to get a pair of shoes that actually fit.
How high did you want these boots?
Because I still want to be able to pull my pants down over them.
Okay.
More of a dress type leather
No.
or work boot?
Work boot.
This is lager tin, a good strong leather.
I sort of like the plush side.
What we want to do when we're lasting the boot is we'll take the lasting pincers, pull that leather, we'll set a tack in it. Basically what we're doing is we're taking this leather that's wet, forming it to the shape of this last, or to the shape of the man's foot.
Back at the ranch, it's dinner with a flair, and without the kids.
I love Houdini. I don't want to ride any other horse but love Houdini. So we'll see.
It's beautiful.
You're the funniest.
It's just gorgeous. Real pretty. Yes.
They expect ribs and chicken. We've got scallops, Florentine, and saffron cream sauce tonight with scampi. Kind of put them in a little culture shock. We have to serve 80 people at one time, and you can't plate it fast enough to keep it hot. Okay, there's no pain.
Yeah, I'll do vegetables.
Okay, guys.
Is everyone cleared off?
Come on each plate. Get a fresh herb garnish. You guys can stick trees in the top, okay? Stick European cafe in a ranch.
The nights belong to the stars, sort of. Bill Lawton has been performing at Wilderness Trails Ranch for 27 years.
We're going to perform an experiment. Stand right there, that's it. So whatever happens, just relax. I'm going to borrow this for a second. Give me your left hand, stiffen your fingers, take your thumb, and stick it in your navel. Hold it right in there like that, that's it. Now, we put board on top, so we don't spill any. Hey! You got a step ladder? Hold on to the milk glass. Hold it tightly. You have it?
I've got it.
Okay, now. Hold it tighter. Hold it tighter. Give it a little chance here. There she goes! Well, that's a good provider.
Okay. I'll bend over.
Pop the cork.
Thank you.
I moved up to Durango 7 years ago because I got tired of the smog and the traffic. I think the best thing about Durango is the mountains and the parks. You go up here and where it's just like being in the wilderness. The other thing you look at here in Durango is the train.
The Durango-Silverton train used to serve mining communities in the surrounding mountains. Tourist dollars, not gold, keep it running now. Another day trip is to Mesa Verde National Park, site of one of the most impressive Native American cliff dwellings on the continent. The Anasazi Indians abandoned these ruins in the 13th century.
Welcome to Mesa Verde balcony house. Here, besides water that was essential for survival, we're looking at another essential for survival out here. The man-made shelter, the rooms that you see here, and what they did here. You notice that we have a nice courtyard area that we're standing in with a little wall there, a nice protected. You're not worried about your kids. Maybe a place to put grandma so she wouldn't have to wander off literally. And maybe this is what it was, because it gives you a feel of family here. As you can see, a nice circle, huh? You had the physical strength, the physical agility, the physical you was just right so you can be here today. The mental you had the curiosity to cause you to be here today. Maybe you're on vacation for an emotional uplift. The emotional you caused you to be here as well. Maybe there's a spiritual need. The spiritual you wanted to be enhanced, and that's why you're here today. But you know the interesting thing with Indian people? We say that you concentrate on those 4 areas equally in such a way that when you do that, you are centered. For these people that live here, look at the walls. Look what was accomplished here. Sometimes on quiet days, you may hear that. The echo is still bouncing off the walls.
There's something innately powerful and spiritual about nature. And to come out here and to hear some of the old philosophy and approach that they brought to life is a powerful experience.
The sky is not cloudy all day. Well, only some of the time in the real West. But after a week in the saddle, a little rain isn't going to hurt anybody.
Nice little break in the weather. The trails aren't dusty like they were early. Getting a little muddy now, of course, but the sun's broke out. We're having a good time.
Well, the trails are pretty slick. All the rain, and they happen to give me a horse with a mind of its own. I don't know if that has anything to do with matching personalities. Could. This is the windiest trail, though, I think we've been on.
Yeah, it's been fun. I have never been on a horse before I got here, so it's been an experience. I'd like to come back next year. Word to the wise, bring some ice for the first couple days. You might have a sore rear there for a little bit. And Dennis, one of the wranglers, told us, don't wear boxers.
Coming down that steep hill, they took off, got a little skittish, and knocked me off on my side.
It was a bad fall. It really was.
I won't repeat what I heard Mark say, but I heard him hit.
Church wouldn't like those words that came out of my husband's mouth, would they?
Got to get back on, don't I? I'm not walking down out of here. This is what life's all about. Good company, a good steak coming on.
That looks good. Let's turn this one over, H. Sure you want her?
No, not yet. Pretty good food.
And what better finale to a week on the range than a genuine rodeo?
And now the grand entry by all of the
Being unlucky.
It's a far cry from kids' rodeo to the professional version. Here, more than half a ton of muscle and fury work hard to buck you off.
This is a whale of a bronc ride.
82 big ones from Butch Small move him into the lead.
Butch Small used to buck broncs for a living. Now, he runs a graduate school for dudes. While most dude ranches attract families and novice riders, there are a growing number that welcome those who want more realism in their vacation. Like Teddy Roosevelt, these city slickers have come to a real working ranch. The Small Ranch has been in the family for more than a century. Butch, together with his brother and 75-year-old dad, run the place.
This guest deal is different than one of these guest ranches like in West Yellowstone and stuff like that. This is a whole different deal.
Go ahead and put right along him.
And when they're coming out here, they're not finding nothing fancy, I'll tell you. It ain't nothing for some old person that's never rode. They got to be a pretty good help to get up there in them mountains and rough it like they're doing it.
They will only take in up to 8 guests a week.
Well, turn him around. I think you know what you're doing.
Everyone works, including the dudes, who pay for the privilege. Carol Banks is a prosecuting attorney from San Diego. She's been riding since she was a child, but never as a working cowhand. Carol's here with her father, Pascual Trujillo, a retired welder from New Mexico who's a seasoned rider.
I've been looking forward to this. This is my idea of a vacation. Sitting on a beautiful animal in this beautiful, quiet place.
We're ready to go. Let's go.
And the skies are not cloudy all day.
First order of business, drive the horses from the ranch 13 miles to the cow camp.
Where the deer is the antelope play.
This is beautiful. From the teepees to the lodge, it's a beautiful spot.
Home for the week is a teepee.
It looks like a bunch of cowboys put it together because we did. Well, I hope after it rains and someone's in them, they say it's still a good idea.
It's still.
But we'll go look at one of them, pick you out one.
I want the one closest to the jacuzzi.
It'll probably be, I don't know which way is closest. It'll probably be this north end one right here, because that's probably in Dillon, Montana.
Didn't the brochure say something about jacuzzi?
Rustic it is. No swimming pool, no hot tub, no tennis courts, and no room service. There's one brave cowpoke new to the saddle. City slicker Dan Simon from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He's been on a horse only a couple of times in his life.
Get your thumb in there and you just work it up.
Today, Butch shows Dan the ropes.
So he doesn't bite you when you do that?
No, he didn't bite me. Kind of see where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants just kind of a wrinkle in there, not much. You don't want it to where they're just flat smiling.
Tomorrow when I do this myself, you'll
inspect
it.
Oh yeah.
For the rest of the week, the new cowhands are going to have to saddle up all by themselves.
Okay. Here's what I'd like you to do. Step in it, get your knee up here. Swing over. Okay? Give her a shot.
Okay, you want my elbow into him right there?
Yep. Reach up and get a hold of the horn. That might be a little too tight for you. Get next to him, get right next to him. Okay. There you go. No. Take your other hand. Pick your stirrup up.
Okay.
Like that. There you go. Okay, well, try her one more time. Yeah, there you go.
I'm good at them when they're just standing still.
And the ranching is a tough life. I didn't know nothing else. My kids did. They've seen a whole different life than I've seen. They've been all over rodeoing. They've seen it. but they still like this way of life.
Being a cowboy means taking care of just about everything, including shoeing horses.
So what's the point of putting shoes on the horses? Just protect their feet?
Yeah. Oh, there's an old man I kind of helped me along when I was a kid. He told me, if you can't shoe your own horse or shoot your own dog, you shouldn't have either one. So I couldn't shoot them dogs very good, so I don't have a dog. I got enough of these horses. I got quite a kick out of that.
Are the horses usually so well-tempered when you're nailing a shoe in them?
Well, these are, because they've probably been, this old fella's probably been shod 1,000 times.
I'm surprised the horse is as calm as it is. If I had something nailed to my foot, I'd be jumping up and down at least a little.
You get right here, and you grab this like so, and just go like.
How often does a father get to teach his daughter how to do nails?
Using the wrong side.
Yeah. Let Dan try. Okay, now set it right up there. There you go.
Just up and down like that? How do I know when this is done?
When you hit the shoe.
So it's pretty obvious? So
You're
when
going to be a lawyer? I'm just teasing you.
So is that pretty much done? Is that what it needs to look like?
Looks damn good to me.
All right, doing 1 foot in an afternoon isn't bad. Having to do a whole horse.
Well, we got a couple more to do. So
all right.
You're just getting warm.
Okay.
New shoes or not, a horse doesn't always want to go for a ride.
You wasn't supposed to do that.
All Butch's horses are veterans of the mountains and have a lot of life left. It's time for a final tune-up before the roundup.
I just don't feel when I'm trotting like I'm 100% on the horse.
You put weight on your legs and on your knees. You just kind of hug it a little bit. Once your butt gets started bouncing up and down, you'll figure out how to use your legs. It's a little uncomfortable, but you'll get used to it.
The hills, they still look so unreal to me. It's like they've been painted or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot bigger country than what it looks like. See, we'll be trailing these cattle right down off this mountain, down around the point of the hill.
Are we going to be riding on either side of the cattle or behind them to kind of push them?
One of us will go ahead of them, and then the rest of them will just pick up the rear, and they'll be strung out from here to the bottom.
Daybreak on the big day.
Come on, Bullet. There we go.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Right. Oh.
I'm ready to go bust some dogies.
Bullet is being a pain in the butt today. I don't think that's a good sign.
That was graceful.
Let's go this way, and we'll just take this ridge right here.
400 head of cattle, mostly cows and their calves, graze over thousands of acres. They're on open land and often roam over several miles a day. Finding them is like looking for needles in a haystack.
Yeah, there's a little bunch of cows right there, and we'll just see if we can slip our cows out of there. Just kind of bring them back on this road. Just take them right around the hill there, and we'll go right straight up that draw.
It's exciting. Couldn't sleep last night thinking about it.
Get out of here.
The cows knew just what to do. You just point them in the right direction and follow them. It's so nice here. It's so peaceful. It's nice to hear the sound of running water and see green grass.
Okay, we'll just pick these up, and then we're going to meet with them other cattle that they're pushing up from the bottom. Mm-hmm. We'll gather them, and we'll start them over towards the cow camp. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay.
They're scattered everywhere. It's hard work. I thought they'd all be in one big bunch in one spot.
It's like a bottle of ketchup. If you tilt the bottle and just get it going, and then it all flows out evenly. And that's the same with trailing cattle. If you can get the lead started, they know where they're going.
We ain't got near enough cows. There has to be a lot of cows somewhere, and them other guys should have got them. They better have.
Seen that fellow having problems with horse affair.
Bullet.
It's taken me about a half a day to actually get the horse to start doing what I ask it to. I now know the real definition of the word chafing. My legs are killing me. I've only been on it for about 2 hours.
Any day's a good day for cattle roundup, as long as it ain't raining. If it's raining or cold, it's not so nice, but today is a pleasure.
Come along, boys, listen to my tale. Tell you my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yi-yippee-yay. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yi-yay. Foot in the stirrup, hand on my horn. I'm the best damn cowboy ever was born. Come a tie-yi, yippee-yi-yippee-yay. Come a
The cattle are driven up to their summer pasture.
Getting ready for the storm?
I'm always ready. You get wet early in the daytime, it makes for a long day.
I think it was going to be a long day whether it's wet or dry.
Once settled, there's more work to be done. Cowboys are cow doctors, too. But there's not much emphasis on bedside manner.
Hand that medicine to somebody else. Hand it to Dan.
It's been a very enjoyable trip. Beautiful country and good people.
And taking a shower today would be the perfect topper to an otherwise wonderful day.
I guess the work of the cattle drive was pretty much expected. I mean, I knew it was going to be really hard and tiring, but, you know, it's one thing to expect it, and that's another for when it actually happens. I'm glad we have downtime till dinner. I get a chance to rest my legs.
Horses and cows are important, but food is very important.
At the end of a day's roundup, there's always time for chow and tails.
Did you ever do that, Lee?
I
Ride
never
the bucking
rodeoed.
horses in the rodeo?
No, I never rodeoed. They kept, my old dad kept me so busy working that didn't have time.
He's had his fair share of buck-offs, though.
I've been bucked off a lot.
Not that long ago.
There's a damned old moose in there spooked this horse, and I could ride pretty good. I thought I could. But I'll tell you, that horse rode me down over a bank off from the trail, and I went down. I hit on my back, and it was just like dropping a watermelon. I damn near died that time, though. But that yellow horse down there, he's the one that broke my shoulder here, 4 or 5 years ago.
Guess who was riding him?
Yeah. Now you tell me.
Yesterday, we're about 90 head short. These cattle could be anywhere. What we'll do is we'll go up this ridge and we'll get high enough that we can see. You'll be able to get a good look at all this. So if you see something that looks like cattle, sure let me know.
You think it's going to rain today, Butch?
Oh, I guess you better ask that Al Roker. I don't know. That's out of my department. This is it. This is the Rocky Mountains, and this is the Continental Divide.
No fence?
Well, there is a drift fence that goes along in certain spots.
But there's nothing that says you're going into Montana?
No.
Welcome to Montana.
Well, we ain't gonna do a lot of good up here. Hopefully this fog will lift here in a little while, but we'll just kind of drop off and then come back down through this.
Is there a trail to take us down to the ridge, or are we just going straight down the hill?
When we get up here to where there's a pretty good trail off, we'll take it and go down. I don't see any cattle that far over, so what we're going to do, we're just going to drop off into the bottom here. This trail is pretty damn steep.
Shall we handle the horses any differently going down the long descent?
If you get nervous, don't take a hold of his head. Let his head go. Take a hold of the front of your saddle, and then the first opportunity that you do get, and get off and walk and lead him.
So even if your horse is moving too quickly downhill, just let him go?
Well, what's quick to you, maybe not quick to someone else, but I'm sure it's going to be quick to you. So that's why I think for right now, you haven't ridden that much, it'd be a good idea if you walked and led your horse. Okay, you just follow me, all right?
The terrain here is incredible. I had no idea we were going to have to go through such rough terrain down.
Sometimes leading a horse downhill doesn't mean it'll follow.
No, hit mine
No,
with the
no,
rock.
this one, the other one.
Yours will go.
Yeah,
Don't hit me, just hit him with the rock. Hit him right in the butt. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Give him some rain. There you go. Perfect. Good job.
Who knew? Strays so big could be so small. Some of the herds actually playing hide and seek among the willow trees.
You guys go ahead and take the lead.
Okay.
They're still on the trail, and they didn't duck off in the willows too bad on us. We got a few ahead of us anyway. We want to get them over there on the road. Go ahead, let's get them pushed through there. Hey, go on. Hey.
It's a lot more invigorating than I thought it would be. And in just a couple days, I'm actually able to round up a couple strays, and it's just an amazing feeling.
It takes a long time to learn. You won't learn it in a day. It took me about 2 months, and I'm still learning. You want to just use your right arm and your shoulders mostly.
Yeah, it's cleaner than my bathroom back home, so.
You played the game of horse, right? How about with a rope? Butch and the gang take in a quick round.
No, you can't do it again. You show me the deal again. I'll take 2 letters if you do it again.
Just look out there like you're just gonna rope something.
Oh, it's been 500 miles since I left you. Are my favorite cowboy blues.
All right, H-O-R. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, my heart cries out at night. Oh, I left you. That ain't right.
To be a real cowboy, it takes more than just sitting in the saddle. You've got to be able to use a rope on horseback.
Make a little bigger. Swing it around. There you go. Close enough.
Ah, shoot.
Okay, now turn it around. Okay, now slide your hand down a little further on the rope. Okay, now just take a swing.
How do I bring the rope in?
Well, go around your head. Well, yeah, swing it up like this.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right. Don't watch the rope. Well, just throw it like you're going to throw a rock. Oh, that ain't bad. Just keep trying it.
See, now all of a sudden my goals have been heightened. Now I'm not satisfied with just being able to ride. I gotta actually, lasso something.
If you injure them or kill them, you know, you own them. Okay?
Can we pack it on ice and bring it home? Oh, you think, Dad, I got some fresh meat for the grill.
This will be my first time.
Oh, good. So we'll be beginners together.
Yeah.
You got a shot. There you go. Get behind him. Go ahead, Dan. Bill to him. Don't catch that white bull. Dan, get over there behind him. You can't catch nothing out there. Get over there, Dan. Stop him. Come on, stop him. That's right. Pull your dress up. Get after him. Come on. Come on, hurry. That's okay.
That's why they call you cowboys.
Oh, you'll learn. You'll learn.
I wish I would have caught one really bad.
Well, you will.
One day I will. Again, I didn't know the cows were going to take off, so that, I mean, I thought I soiled my pants, but but I thought, you know, I thought you could sneak up on there and start swinging, getting ready, and they'd just sit there not knowing what's going on. I mean, as soon as Laura and I, you know, took one swing over our heads, we might have been 10 yards away. They took off, and so did the horse. I was like, wait a minute, you know.
No.
No way we could just sort of sneak up on them.
While they're sleeping.
While they're sleeping? Yeah, well.
Dress up like another cow and walk real soft.
Yeah, that might be a choice, yeah. Yeah.
No, once they took off and I got used to it, I think I was swinging it while we were running. I'm not sure. I think I was. I can't wait till all my friends back home see that. They won't believe it.
I can't imagine what I'd do if I had to rope a calf, let alone a bull, and I'm not touching a little doggy. Now, dude ranchers will tell you, if you take your kids to the beach, odds are in the next couple of years they're going to forget where they were. But you take them to a dude ranch, not only will they remember the name of the ranch, but probably the names of all the horses as well. There's something about the West that captures our imagination. Hollywood discovered that nearly at the beginning of the movies. Maybe it's the closeness to nature or the wide open spaces. A man will never sleep better than in the open air after a hard day's work. Teddy Roosevelt wrote that in 1888 in the book that almost created an industry single-handedly that allows us to become cowboys and cowgirls for a week. Well, partners, I'm plumb tuckered out. Until we all get together for the next roundup on going places, I'm Al Roker.
Next time on Going Places, head out on the back roads as we bike to Hog Heaven. And we go to Sturgis, South Dakota.
Never heard of it before.
Feel the wind on your face, the road under your feet, and get a surprise or two along the way.
I'm a speech pathologist.
I have an insurance agency.
I'm an investment consultant.
It's the ultimate road trip that leaves lasting memories. So hold on tight as we take a ride on the wild side.
It's indescribably good for you. It's good for your soul.